Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about how to make your dining reservations using the Disney World app. So I believe you have this. If you do not, search in your app store for this little blue app, Disney World. Easy to find. There are some other apps that are related to Disney that are not the Disney World app, so make sure you get that one. So you will log into the app if you haven't done this yet. You may already have a Disney account if you've ever been there before, certainly, or even if you have Disney Plus, if you've shopped at the Disney store, or if you have an ESPN account. There are lots of reasons why you might have a Disney account, even if you haven't been to Disney World. So give yourself a bit of time if you haven't already logged in to do, that fun forgot my password thing and get yourself logged in. But once you do, this is what the home page will look like. Make sure, if you haven't already, that you go to the three little horizontal lines down in the bottom right corner. Scroll away and go to hotel reservations. And you will enter your resort reservation right here, your confirmation number. If you don't have it, let me know. I can get it to you, and the last name on your reservation. And you'll have to confirm the people that are on the reservation that are traveling, and that's going to give you eligibility to book dining at 60 days out for length of trip. So even if you are not staying on property, you can still make your dining reservations at 60 days out, but they require you to do it each day, one at a time. So today, even though I don't have a reservation currently, I could make a reservation for 60 days from today for dinner. But if you're staying on property, you don't have to then go in each day to make your reservations at 60 days. You can do length of stay is one of the benefits of staying on property. So you'll enter that there if you haven't done so yet. And then you will go, right now, you can go and play around with this and make a mock reservation if you want to. Just go to Reserve Dining. And then you'll enter a number of people in your party, the date you want to travel. So this is what I'm showing you. So right now I can make a reservation through March 29th. So that is 60 days from today. And then first thing they're going to ask is time of day. So if I'm looking for dinner, I would enter that there. And then there are a million filters you can use. So you can say, I'm going to Epcot. And I know you have the dining plan, so you could enter dining plan is accepted. And then you could say what kind of dining you want, what type of cuisine. So if you wanted Italian, you can do that. And then you just kind of see what's available. So Via Napoli is one of our favorite restaurants on property, and they've got lots of availability. Usually at 60 days, you're not going to have a ton of difficulty making reservations. There are a few exceptions. Of course, the most popular restaurant, Chef Mickey's, Cinderella's Royal Table. Honestly, Via Napoli is sometimes one of them, but it looks like we're in pretty good shape right now, which is great because I know you're traveling at a not super crazy busy time. But so you just choose your time. You can say show more, pick exactly what time you want. It's really every 10 minutes is when they make these reservations available. So you can check. There's a place to enter if you have any dietary requests. Blah, blah, so many things. And it will show you right there if you want to confirm your dining plan, that it's accepted, and the type, and that it takes one dinner meal, one table service meal. So I guess it will tell you if it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, but that doesn't matter. So if you're staying 4 nights, you have 4 sit down, make a reservation meals per day that you can set up on the app there. A couple of things to keep in mind. The reservation window does open at 6 a.m. Florida time, so East Coast time. So that is 5 a.m. here in Kansas City. Again, the main thing I would look at is, are you looking at some difficult to get reservations? So that would be Cinderella's Royal Table is the main one that people get worried about. Be Our Guest a bit. Chef Mickey's can sometimes be tough. There's a restaurant at the top of the Riviera Resort that is oddly very difficult to get. So you can, if there are some like that, I would make them your priority and the first one you go in there to get, even if it's 3 days into your trip, I wouldn't necessarily go in chronological order. I would go in hard to get order. So that is something to think about. And then also there are some places that are 2 dining credits required. So think real hard about that and if it is worth it to you to do a restaurant that requires 2 credits, because that means if you sit down for a meal every day that's table service, you will eventually pay for something out of pocket if you go that way. So is it worth it to get 2 meals on the dining plan and pay out of pocket, for example, for a 2 table service credit meal? Or do you want to use 2 of your credits for that one more expensive meal and then pay out of pocket for another meal? So it's kind of, is it worth double the cost? If I pay out of pocket, am I paying twice as much for that, where it's worth 2 table credit meals, if that makes sense, which it may not. So ask me if you need more information on that. But for example, Magic Kingdom and character dining, that's going to be Cinderella's Royal. Let's pull up Cinderella's Royal Table. So you see, even though we're well past 5 a.m. here in Kansas City, this is still available for that night at a really good time, $5.25 for dinner. So if you go in and pick that time, 2 things are going to happen that look a little different. First, you have to pick the number of adults as before, but what it's going to do, if I show you the dining plan, that takes 2 dining credits. So just keep that in mind. If you choose to pay using your dining plan, that's just fine, and it will accept that as long as your reservation is in there and it knows you have the dining plan. If you choose to not take up 2 credits and pay out of pocket, or if you're a person that doesn't have the dining plan, then right here is when you do have to prepay for Cinderella's Royal Table. That's only true for a few places on property. Dinner shows like Hoop de Doo, that's required, and Cinderella's Royal Table, it is required. So right here is when you would go in and have to pay for that, use a credit card that you have on file. If you do not have a credit card in there, they will ask you for one. And that's true even if you're not doing a prepaid service. They do require that you enter a credit card for every reservation. And that's because if you do not cancel the reservation within 24 hours, they will charge you a fee. I believe it's $10 per person as a no-show. So if you make a reservation, don't cancel it, don't show up, they will charge that card $10, which is a bummer, per person. So 20 for if it's a party of 2. So you can easily avoid that just by being aware of your reservations, canceling well in advance. And I'll tell you, 90% of the people that go down there change their reservations a few times between 60 days out and when they go. They just learn more. They hear about another restaurant that they want to try. They decide they're going to Epcot instead of Magic Kingdom, and they change things. And that is the main reason why I typically don't make reservations any longer for clients, because it's just learn how to do it, get it done, and then you can make those modifications on your own rather than accessing the app, accessing these reservations the first time while you're standing on Disney property and you have to cancel something, or you're going to be charged and it's all frantic. It's great for you to have kind of the ownership of the reservations, know what you're doing, be used to doing these in the app, all of that. That being said, if you absolutely cannot do it, can't figure it out, or need some advice, I'm always here to help. I can jump on and make these for you. I don't mind doing that, and certainly don't mind giving you advice on where you should go, because I have my favorites. So let me know, give me a call, shoot me text, email, all the things if you need help either making the reservations or just getting some advice on how to make them. But that is kind of it in a nutshell. Feel free to play around with the app. There's tons and tons of things in here. Lightning Lane is something that we will go through later. 7 days out is when you can make those reservations, but kind of check it out and learn about it now. Is nothing wrong with that, getting a head start. So I will talk to you later. Hope that was helpful.